I'd like to talk today about the ethical issues associated with the integration of GPS technology and the aggregation of the GPS information to very large databases you can access through the internet, through the web. GPS, global positioning, started off to solve the question of where am I? And so having some device that could be integrated, let's say, into your car navigation system, you could build guidance systems and so on, used in airplanes, used in automobiles, used in personal travel, etc. And that's a great technology to be able to find out where you are in the world and figure out how to get to where you want to go in the most efficient method. The next question it asked was, where are those around me? And this was driven mostly by the aviation industry to understand where all the airplanes and the local airspace are. But in order to understand where those are around you, you now need a shared collection system for all the GPS data. The next question then became, where are you? In the sense of, can I track you? And so the sharing of information that went from very personal and usable only by the individual who had the device, all of a sudden becomes a shared facility. Parents love it because they can track their kids' cell phones. They can track their kids' location through cell phones. But that same technology, which also incidentally allows the police and other law enforcement officials to track suspects, parolees, sexual predators, etc., also allows other less ethical people to basically follow targets and, in fact, to perpetrate crime on the individual. And so the question is, to what extent do we allow this shared database to be used for essentially positive purposes, and how do we restrict it in such a way to be used only for good outcomes and not the negative ones? Problems like this have existed in the past, and I must say that in my own opinion, the reaction in some cases has been overly dramatic towards the protection of personal information. I'll give you one example. I personally believe the data protection issues associated with HIPAA, the Health Information Protection Act, Portability and Protection Act, really is an obstacle to the medical profession delivering efficient treatment. Because it's up to the patient to share the information among their doctors, and the doctors can't really see the same information and collaborate without having the intermediary of the patient, it actually interferes in some cases with effective health care. It's more difficult for physicians to see things like drug interaction issues and so on, because they can't necessarily see everything that went on in that patient's history. And so there's now actions underway to soften the level of protections. But it's another example about the balance that has to be struck between having personal information available globally and privacy. And if we don't strike the right balance, we can actually reach a very ineffective solution.